Hi everybody. Today we are looking at multiplying mixed numbers, and we are going to use a lot of what we used in 7.2, but I also want to help you see in your mind's eye, just in your head, what is really going on. So we're going to look at 1/2 of 1 1/3. And I know a lot of you do help with baking and things like that with your families. So Mrs. McKinley has attempted, and I do mean attempted, to draw something here. And they're not all, they should all look equal, but they're not. So here is 1 cup measuring cup and 1/3 of a cup measuring cup. So what I am going to do here is I want to find out what half of that is, and it's really hard to do that when I have two different sizes. Right, so what I have done here is I have made this 1 cup into 3/3. So I took 3 of my measuring cups out that were 1/3 to equal that 1 whole cup, and then I still have to keep that extra 1/3 that was tagging along there. I'm going to reach and grab a red pen, and now I want to circle half of these. So if I circle half of these, I am going to get 2/3. Okay, that's what's going on when you're multiplying the fractions together. Now, if you notice what I did here, I basically changed this into an improper fraction of 4/3 down here. So if I were to multiply that just straight across with the Ninja Star method, I would do 1/2 times 4/3, and I can Ninja Star these. That would be 2, and then 1. That's also going to equal 2/3. So what I would like you to do is 1 1/2 and then circle 2/3 of those. So let's try to draw that quickly. Push pause, try to draw that, and then we will go through it together. In this case, what I did was I took 1 1/2 and I drew 3 halves. And now I want two of the 3 of those. So I'm going to take my red pen here and circle that. And that's going to be equal to 2 halves, or 1. Now, if I were to multiply this using numbers, I would say it is 2/3 times, and I changed this into an improper fraction of 3 halves. I'm going to Ninja Star reduce this, and I end up with 3/3, which is going to be equal to 1. So notice, doesn't matter whether you did the picture or the arithmetic, both of them work the same. So let's try this with actual numbers. I have 5/8 times 1 2/3. Okay, so the 5/8 is already a fraction, and this is the one I need to rewrite to an improper fraction. So I just rewrite the entire problem, and it's really, really nice. If you rewrite it over here, keep the 5/8, and then I got 5/3. If I look across here, I cannot Ninja Star reduce any of these across. And obviously you cannot reduce horizontally. That's a no-no. So if we go straight across, this is 25 and this is 24. So if I were to make that into a mixed number, I'm going to get 1 whole and 1/24 out of there. Now I am going to try one with 2 mixed numbers here. Again, it is so helpful to rewrite it. So 2 2/9 is 20/9, and 4 4/5 is 24/5. Take a look right here, and you can Ninja Star reduce. You can pause me if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and do it with you for those of you who want to do that. I know that this can be by a 3, which would be an 8. This would be a 3. So 8 times 4 is 32. oops, and 3 times 1 is 3. So if I were to see how many 3's are in 32, I know that there are 10, and I know that then there will be 2/3 left over, and that's my final answer. I'm going to have you copy these down. I'll move this so you can see it a little bit better. And I want you to realize that these could be, this was an actual question from an area, the length times the width. So if you have like 7 1/21 of a foot by 3.5 feet, you can multiply those together, the length times the width, to get the area. So why don't you try these, and I will put up the answers. See if you can get them. You might want to allow more space than Mrs. McKinley did. I'm going to write them in red below. Okay, so I will show all of my work. I'm going to pause my video, you pause yours, and then come back together, take a look at the work that I have. I moved this up so that you can see my work. And in number 1, there couldn't be any ninja star reducing like we've talked about in the past. Number 2, I got 10/3 and 9/4, and this is a 5. So I reduced these, got a 15/2, and I got a 7.5. For number 3, I got 13/4 times 13/5. Nothing can be reduced. 169/20 gets you to 8 9/20. And finally, this one was a little bit more hairy. You should have gotten 148/21 and then 7/2, and you can do a bunch of cross reducing because these are even numbers here, and 21 and 7 are nice numbers to reduce. I got 74/3 that went to 24 2/3. Please don't worry if you end up needing to reduce here or here. As long as your end answer is in lowest terms, that's fine. Sometimes you miss a cross reduce. It gets to be hairier numbers to work with, like we've talked about. That's really all you need to know for today. It's just a matter of changing these all into improper fractions before you multiply. Have a great lesson, a great work time. Let me know if you have any questions.